What is going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dino Trackers Wild War Coronasaurus and Eocarcharia. And this is part of the Wild Wars assortment, and the Coronasaur is part of the sea biome, and the Eocarcharia is part of the mountain biome. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. And so this is your basic style Wild War packaging with blue and beta on the left hand side, Jurassic World logo right there. You got Wild War right there, and then there is the Dino Trackers logo right there. And here is the UPC if you haven't found it yet already. It's ages 4 and up. That's me, and it's Mattel logo right there. And there is the sea or the ocean biome right there, or aquatic biome, if you want to call it that. And this is where the figure sits inside the middle of the packaging. And one thing that I like about this packaging is that it goes pretty much, the card back goes all the way around and all the way in the inside. And then there is the instructions right there. There's the side of the packaging with the Jurassic World logo right there. And then there is the other side of the packaging with the Jurassic World logo and the Dino Trackers logo right there. And there is the top of the packaging with the Jurassic World logo on top. Then here is the bottom of the packaging with all the copyright information. It says contains one dinosaur. And there is the Universal and Amblin Entertainment logos right there. And again, here is the UPC if you need it, if you haven't found one already. And then here is the back of the packaging, and the Jurassic World logo right there. And then here is the photos or still images of the level of aggression. And there it comes with the sound logo right there, with the aquatic biome right there. And then there is the Facts app information right there. And then here is the assortment from this wave, which we will be doing reviews on all of these. This is the Diabloceratops, the Eocarcharia, and then the Dryptosaurus right there. So we'll be going reviews on all of these in 2 separate videos. So that is the Wild War packaging right there. So alright, let's get to it. Alright, so first up is the Coronasaurus, which is a marine reptile, which is part of the Pliosaur family as a whole, which means it's a short neck marine reptile. And it's got an elongated head and 4 flippers, stiff body, and a very short tail. Now, how this toy will come out, we don't know until we get a closer look at it. So this did live in the early part of the Cretaceous period, and the name Kronosaurus is named after the Greek god Kronos. So let's go ahead and break this out of the packaging and take a closer look at it. Alright, so we got the Kronosaurus out of its packaging, and it does come with several instructions. Here's the main instructions that we'll look at. But these two, this is basically battery information right there. We don't really have to go through it or anything like that. Just basically tells you how to switch out the batteries and what kind of batteries it takes and what to do if it leaks and all that stuff. And so basically here is, this is another piece that I've never seen before, and it's my first time actually really looking at this, but this is basically giving you information on for products sold in US and then for products sold in Canada. So if you want to pause and read that, you may. And here is the main instructions, and this basically gives you information about how to operate this particular figure. So your contents, and it gives you like the information where you can get the scan code, and then it comes in 2 parts. You know, the second part is the tail, and then there's more Facts app information right here, and then Open it up and it says one-time assembly, so we'll insert the tail in there, and that means that it won't be coming out after you put it in. And then here to play, and it just gives you information on how to operate the switches on the back of it, and then just let you know that it has sounds. And then over here, this basically tells you how to switch out the batteries and what kind of batteries it takes. So very cool. So here is the Kronosaurus, and here is its tail. And let's see if we can't get this. There we go. There. So, like I said, elongated head, short neck, stiff body for flippers, and a very short tail. Now, a lot of people like this particular figure for the Kronosaurus because it does remind them of the Walking with Dinosaurs Kronosaurus that's based on the BBC TV series. And the paint scheme reminds them of that. The only difference between that one and this is that the paint scheme is like this striping color all around the body, you know. But this is basically one coloration on top and then one coloration at the bottom, with the exception of this part. And then it has the designs here on the flippers. So it makes sense, you know. And then you have the blue coloration right here along the eyes. So very cool. So basically, you could tell this was pretty much this is a separate piece right there. So it's pretty much basically black on top, all the way around, right here from the head to tip to tail. And then here on the bottom, you know, so you got that cream color right there. And then what's cool about this is that it's got the barnacles and osteoderms all over its head, body, and tail, and flippers. So if you look at the head, you can see all the barnacles right there, which is cool. You know, that's what sea life is about, you know. And whales and have these too. They got barnacles all over their bodies as well. So it would make sense if these marine reptiles have them too. So got some barnacles right there on top of the snout and head there. And then you have it all over the body right there. So very nice detail. Really like how Mattel did this. Of course, I say that with every figure they do, which is true. I really do like how the way they do their figures. You know, might not always be accurate because this is Jurassic World / Jurassic Park. So, I mean, of course, they're going to have some alterations. So, very nice detail right there in the flippers. And the paint scheme works really well for this thing, you know, especially with the flippers. So, and then the tail there. And then there's the sound box right there at the bottom. So, you got the little cream color here at the bottom right here. And then you can tell this was cast in this cream colored plastic, and then it was painted black on top to add the little effect on the sides, you know, like the little stripings on the sides. Same here, the flippers were probably casted in this cream color, and then they just painted it black to add the striping detail effect to it. So very nice figure. So I do like the head sculpt, especially with the mouth. You know, the teeth look great. It doesn't look all weird like some of their figures when they try to make teeth like this, and it looks all weird when you open the jaw up. But I do like the fact that they have the teeth all lined up, especially the smaller teeth looks really nice. Got the wet tongue and gums. What's interesting is that they had the mosasaur effect right there. The mosasaur has the jaw-like feature right there. You can see the little teeth. You know, Kronosaurus and Diplodons don't have that, but they added it to this head sculpt anyways. So I guess they made the Kronosaurus part of the Mosasaurus DNA. Who knows? Who knows what Jurassic World will be up to? So before I forget, let's go ahead and here is the scan code right there if y'all need it. And so as far as articulation goes, before we get to the action feature, you know, the tail goes 360 all the way around. And then the flippers, they got the ball and hinge. So you can move them forwards and backwards, you know, there. So on the other side, same thing. Forwards and backwards, up and down. So, very nice. So, I remember seeing pictures on the internet when they got them like this, you know, drawings. They got this flipper all the way up, and then this one's all the way down. So, maybe that's how they swam. Oh, there it goes. Guess it didn't like the way I touched it. So, but here is the switch on the back of the, and so, supposed to rotate it side to side. So we'll just hold it like this so we can watch the action feature. So that's one. So very cool. I really do like those sounds. It sounds like they took a little bit sounds from some herbivores and kind of mixed it in. That's just what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And but yeah, they just especially that one right there. Sounds like an herbivore, you know. But I do like that one. That pretty much sounds like an aquatic reptile. It sounds like an aquatic reptile. That one sounds kind of like mixed in between an herbivore and an aquatic. But yeah, I really do like this, you know. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons real quick. Let me go ahead and move this back a little bit. But I want to bring out the Iguanodon so y'all can kind of see the difference. So pretty much almost the same, but flippers are very long on this thing. So nice comparison right there. This one's a little bit thicker, this one's a little bit smaller, but longer flippers. So pretty much right there. So all right. So some of the species that lived alongside the Kronosaurus is let me go ahead and lift this up a little bit, and we'll bring out the Iguanodon, which lived between the late Jurassic to early Cretaceous. So Iguanodon had a long lifespan. Then we'll bring out the honey mustard Suchomimus. Let's see. Can't get him to stand. There we go. So those are a couple of species that lived alongside the Kronosaurus, the Iguanodon, and the Suchomimus. So very cool. And then we'll move these guys out the way. And we'll bring in a human, 3 3/4. Took this guy from the Jurassic Park 3 line, which is same scale as all the other ones that Mattel makes. And then see if it's pretty much the same size. So Kronosaurus is a little bit bigger. So we put them side by side. Should be a little bit bigger. So this would probably be like in a sub-adult. So Kronosaurus should be a tad bit bigger. Should be like around like that big. But like I said, this is probably like a sub-adult. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right. So next up is the Eocarcharia. And this is part of the Carcharodontosauridae family, and is probably one of the relatives of that. That's what it's classified as in, is part of that family. So, and not much is found on this. This was discovered like in 2000, and the only part that they have is part of the skull. So we got part right here where the fenestra is, right there. So it's just like basically this part of the top of the skull, and then a part of the fragments right here. So that's the only thing that was discovered as of this recording from what I did my research on. So they might have found more or not. So who knows? But that's what I know. But other than that, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Since we already went over the box, we don't have to go over the box again. Alright, so we got everything taken out. So basically, we don't have to go through this again. We already know what that is. And so quickly, we'll go through this. So here's the instructions. Same thing, just like the last. The only thing that's different is, the species that we're reviewing. So pretty much the same information as the other instructions for the Coronasaurus. So just insert the tail for one-time assembly. Shows you the operation of the figure. And then battery information. Quick and easy. So we'll go ahead and insert the tail in here. One-time assembly. Now this is a very interesting species as far as the molding goes for this particular species. As you could tell, the whole thing is pretty much feathered, or well, it looks feathery, but if you didn't really think about feathers, you probably think of it's like wool, like a woolly mammoth, like all the hair. That's what it reminds me of, but I could tell that it's pretty much feathering texturing. It's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. So, but it does look like, from a distance, if you weren't really looking for feathers, you would think, wait, that thing's got a lot of fur on it, I know, weird. But overall, the sculpt is good. I really like the sculpt and what they did to this figure and what they added to it. But the lack of paint, all the paint is basically in the front. That's it. You got all this open right here. And then you're lucky that you even got a little bit of tail paint right there. If they would have just did the paint job like this all along here, at least on the legs and stuff, that would have been cool. But it's just too plain. It's like a plain Jane. Basically what this is. But I do like the fact that they did add a little bit of red on top of the head, and then they add the little red here on the eyes there, the slit pupil right there. Same thing on this one. So at least it adds a little bit of coloring and texturing to the head, but other than that, it's pretty much casted in this colored plastic, and then there was just spray painted with this black paint right there. And you can tell that's what it is because it bleeds, how it bleeding out here on the figure. But I do like the feathering texturing. They left it open. They didn't cover the full dinosaur with that. They just did here a lot parts of the stomach here on the tail, and then here you can tell that they left that open, kind of like a chicken leg. There, the texturing. So the feathering's all right there. If they added a little bit of this coloring to it, they would have popped this, would have brought the legs out a little bit more. Of course, no paint right there. So, but that's it. That's pretty much it. There really isn't a whole lot to really go over. So it's just like basically a woolly dinosaur. Big teeth, though. Just huge teeth. But other than that, that's just pretty much the gums right there. Nice texturing. So overall, you can tell this is related to a Cardontosaurus. I don't know what I said there. But yep, wonderful texturing right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through the articulation. Legs front and back, and then you got the ball and hinge on the arms, front and back, up and down, and then the tail is a rotate 360. And then as far as the action feature goes, got the switch on the back. Nice. I like that. Sounds really good. And I don't think they reused anything that I'm aware of that I can think of right off the bat. But if you can, leave a comment down below. Alright, so here are some of the species that lived alongside the Eocarcharia. Got the baryonyx right here. And then we have the minmi, who also lived alongside the Eocarcharia. So those are a couple of species that lived alongside it. And as far as a human comparison, we'll bring out Robert Muldoon. So this is pretty much within scale of how big the Eocarcharia is estimated to be, just by the size of the skull, parts of the skull that they discovered. So that's pretty much on point. Alright. So that was a look at the Wild War Kronosaurus and Eocarcharia. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. And leave a comment down below what you think of these two species. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.